cut the key stuff because you can have a real function. Because you have functioning houses. You have functioning houses in Paris. Now it's more than 5. So now we can have a ball and have a good time. And that's another thing I'm gonna speak to when we get to Russia, when I get to Russia, is about cutting that kiki out. Y'all had enough of it.
Yeah.
You had enough. Because people are now gonna wanna start coming, they're gonna get confused. So then now I'm saying, so is Bochinche a real house or is it not a real house? Because then people come to me asking, well, what is this, Dashaun? And I'm like, listen, I'm not in Russia. But I can also tell you it'll start getting so out of control and out of hand where you're gonna lose control of it.
They want to be original house.
Well, and again, now that's up to you to make it an original house.
Right.
In Paris, the House of La Durée have their original house.
Well, how do you do an original house?
Yeah.
Again, there's people that started.
Did they just say we're
I think they took the structure of the scene and how the scene worked, and then they created their own vision, and they wanted to be different.
Because everybody tells something different. That's why I asked in Love, because I'm sure
Everyone's gonna have their own separate experiences as well too. Like I said, if Stanley was here by his damn self and he was telling you information, and again, like he's telling his personal experience, and everyone's gonna give you're gonna get a Sanaya experience, you're gonna get a Leomi, you're gonna get a Danielle, you're gonna Javier, you're getting Stanley, Jamal, Dashaun, Marquis. You're gonna get different things. So people are gonna tell you, oh yes, bitch, you should do it, yes, da da da. And then we may be here like, girl, you know that's not gonna be good, but bitch, you're gonna be like, girl, I don't give a fuck, girl, do it. But you have to worry about the structure that's gonna happen inside your country if they get out of control. So where is the situation where the Zoras and the Bochinches, they were all ninjas, and they wanted to have that separation, but they had new kids come in, and now they're not ninjas, but they're in the house of Zora or Bochinche, and they're walking at a ball, so then I have to choose whether I have to be a Bochinche or a ninja, and it's so confusing. So it's up to you. You don't need that kiki stuff. You gotta build a scene.
Think of it as sports, right? In sports, they have football teams, soccer teams, baseball teams. One soccer team, you can't be on this soccer team and be on this soccer team, you know, the next weekend. You just on this soccer team forever unless they trade you, you know? So just think of it like that.
So I mean, hold on one second, so did that answer your question?
yes. So when I organize something like Gold Nights, it's a mini ball, let's call it just a competition, and don't care about the names.
So you should be mindful. Right now, I'm just saying, like the kiki should be out of the door.
I agree.
What-
I'm just sure people just didn't know what the kiki means, you know?
Not tell them it's not serious.
They really don't know. That's
It's
the
a
thing.
kiki.
It's a joke, basically.
But see,
It's
that's where the kiki scene have really got baby, because a kiki scene is walking a category that you doesn't walk in the real scene.
Right.
Like if you know you couldn't get 10s for walking face, then you might can play around and paint your face and walk it in the kiki scene.
Right.
But now everybody are walking their regular categories and the kiki scene, and now
And it's
it's
not a
confusing.
kiki.
So it's not a kiki no more.
Yeah, but also the kiki scene was created predominantly for the younger kids because they couldn't come to balls because they would
too
have the
young.
balls too late, you know. So they created the kiki scene so they can go and participate in a ball. They can go and participate in a ball, but it wasn't. They don't have to suffer the judgment. You know, it's just like, ha ha ha, I'm walking face or I'm walking labels, even though I got on, you know, Hanes. You know, it was just for fun.
So did we answer your question? Okay.
Just be mindful. Like a mini ball is something is like you know is not as big as a major ball.
Right.
But
Has less categories.
Less categories. It's quick. It's straight to the point. You're done. Major ball is something important. She's looking at that picture. Oh wait.
She's first. We're running out of time.
How much time we have left?
Minus 5 minutes.
So let's do the last 2 questions and we'll go forward. Oh my God.
We'll be really quick.
Go for it.
So we had a question about New Way. Days before there was click and split and you were a winner. Now there are breaking your legs or your hands or
Okay, the basis is, can you win like a new weight category without doing all the acrobatics, the stunts, the everything, like actually insane, which most people actually cannot do because they don't break their bones. So can you do something with your hands, or can you win New Way? Because it's in Europe, it's beginning to look more like gymnastics.
Well, it pertains a lot of that. It pertains gymnastics. You have New Way like Mines, which is flexibility, little gymnastics, whatever, hands. But then you have New Way like Andre Mizrahi, who doesn't have absolutely any stretch. But he's creative and he can create illusions, or you just have to think outside of the box. If you don't have to have flexibility to walk New Way, but you have to be visually like receptive. Like visually it has to look amazing with your movements. And that's pretty much it. Yeah.
And a lot of people, like, you're gonna have a different type of flexibility that someone else is gonna have. And your goal is to try to showcase your best effort in New Way. And some people may break their necks and arms and all that other stuff, but as long as you stick to the guidelines of what needs to be delivered, you put your own flair into it.
Remember, with all those categories, I always tell people, the first thing in it is bulk. So if you come out there and you're just stretching,
yeah, because the question rises, like, we're from Estonia, when at Baltic session this year, the final was more of gymnastics than it was actually voguing.
Yeah, you have to vogue.
Do any hands. They were so interesting, but we didn't actually. It wasn't the essence. In
when I judge, sometimes when you're judging people and one person doesn't win over the other, it's because I look for things like that. Like I look for character in the face. I look for, did you vogue? Did you have nice lines? Did you give me different textures? Were you interesting, etc.? So yeah.
It's discussion about Elona Bonchinche and
Alisa. Yeah.
Well, and you sometimes in Vogue battles, you can get down to the finals and they look completely sloppy, and you're like, what the hell just happened? Sometimes you just lose your essence. Sometimes that happens, and of course, everyone's gonna have their opinions. Some people gonna be like, girl, why did it look like that? That was not, why did it final? She should have been this and that. But again, this is where we have to now start taking our personal feelings, stern personal feelings, and just be okay to agree to disagree. Like, bitch, that's not, I don't feel like it should have went that way, but whatever. Oh, yeah, I got you.
My name's Brunswick, from so I had a question. And so last night, obviously you can't always judge on appearances, but it's very obviously predominantly white, cis, hetero. And bearing in mind in particular the roots of the culture and the reason it came about, what would be your advice to make it more accessible to different gender identities or sexual identities or races? Because it's got to be about something. So,
More diverse.
Yeah, more diverse.
Well, it's number one, the diversity has to start between you. We have, although, only thing specifically we see right now, because again, we're at a time right now where people don't even read the easiest books like Book for Dummies. So only thing we see, we judge by what we see. Only thing we see is white skin, right? But on top of that, she's not white, she's Russian. She's Finnish, she's British, she's Slovakian, she's Czech, she's this. And it is so weird that, like, the number one thing we see is only skin tone, but that's not what it is. That's just what we see. So it's up to us to willing to open that to accept it. Just like I was having a conversation just the other day, and just like one thing that's not really big and dominant is trans women in Europe. So now we have to find out a way to make it accessible for trans women. Is now you guys have to learn how to address trans women. Whether they identify trans or not, you have to figure out how to address people and then open it up for them to want to come in and participate. Because it sucks when, because you guys don't experience what it is to deal with LGBTQ, when they want to come inside, the first thing you say, oh, that's a man in a wig. So disrespectful. So disrespectful. And I want you guys to be mindful of it, because you're going to get some people of that who see what's going on but can't reach us, so they want to go to their easiest access. So remember, if someone identifies in the culture as a female, identify them as a female. If they want to be called she, whatever it is. So you have to just open up that in order to make that happen. So if you see somebody random in the street, because I've seen something happen, somebody having a ball and they was like, hey, you want to come on ball? Oh, da-da-da. They don't know what was going on, but after they left that ball, they was like, so it's up to you guys to open that diversity. It sucks, but how you have to go into it to do it, but it's up to you in order to open that so we can feel accepted. So when people do come in and they see that, oh, women is doing good, oh, guys are doing it too, oh, trans women are doing it too, oh, maybe this is something that I should open myself up to enjoying.
But then back in the day, and I was saying, it was just like black and
Latino?
Yeah,
black and Latino, and then
back in the day, they used to shade the Latinos.
Yeah.
But it's up to them to come too, like, because we were open, they're open. You gotta come.
yeah.
You gotta come, and you gotta invite people to come, and you gotta making it open for people to come. This is
Make
why.
them feel wanted and comfortable when they do come.
Yes, and this is why, you know, it's very hard, as you guys know, it is not easy to learn how to Vogue. We're gonna finish real soon, Jenny. It's really not easy to Vogue, but that's the immediate thing that people want to do. So what Vogue culture in America did was open up these categories accessible for people who cannot dip or duck walk, because a lot of people can't dip and duck walk. So they open up these categories. I mean, like best dress, or face, or realness.
You guys should have
labels.
faith.
And
There's
again,
a lot of beautiful people
Legs, hands.
let's make it. And I'm sorry that we're cutting into like Stanley's time for his class as well too. I hope you guys don't mind it. But we're just trying to share this information as well too. Huh? I mean, I just want to get to y'all class. We can end this right now, and y'all can go ahead and just hope that whatever y'all got right now, y'all good with. Yeah?
Yeah.
Y'all want to end it here?
No.
Because I'll just hold it like 5 more minutes and we'll be done.
Yeah.
Cool?
And we can answer these 2 last questions.
Yes. Just 5 more minutes. Cool? Great.
No? No question for you?
I have one. It was kind of related to the previous one. About musicality. Many of us, I think, we like to go games with bands and stuff earlier. Sometimes being a dancer first, and then we discover moving after those other styles. I love music. I know many people love music. There's so many layers of different kinds of music. Coming into voguing, sometimes the
Just need to
gets boring. I don't understand why everything else that's happening in music is just the basic beat or the same the tap.
Yeah.
It's like
See, it's not really the basic beat. Sometimes
Yeah.
if I was doing that, it's because I was trying to let y'all understand how to catch the beat. But voguing is really a feeling, an expression of emotions. Like, you hear the music, and you're supposed to tell a story with the music and with your emotions and with your movements and stuff.
Right.
So it's a little bit of, and both. Sometimes it's about catching the beat, and then sometimes it's not.
And same thing with me when I teach. I like to stick to the counts, like 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. But that's just the basis. You can switch it up and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then go 1, 2. It's up to you. You don't.
I just got like when you start playing with rhythms in a competition, and then you get it's like, no, but I hear all these like different rhythms.
But you see how
But you can go to those music.
There's a bass beat, and with your movement, especially when it comes to competition, when you do that special move that you have to that bass ending beat, that's when you're going to get off either the most points or it's going to be the most effective. So that's your bass beat that you want to hit, but you fill in all the other beats before that. You can fill that in, however you want, but you pay attention to that bass beat because that's the period at the end of your sentence. And you need a period at the end of your sentence because you don't want to have run-on sentences.
And that run-on sentence is how I see a lot of people doing out here. They don't know when to dip. And I like how I made that 4, 8, 12, 16 situation. I'm sure if you was to play the beat for us, and this is something that we have never discussed at this moment. that if you play a beat for us, I bet you will catch the same exact beat
that same ending bass beat, we're all going to hit it. But all the other beats in between, we're all going to be, you know, or, you know, it's going to be something different. But that bass beat, we're catching it. Trust.
Kind of like that. Kind of like that whole dead pose for me. Right. And that's like your period.
It's like, again, I tell this people usually in classes as well too. When we play this beat, there's that main beat. It's gonna be a boom, 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 crash. But on top of that, you gotta be on top of that. It's going.
Yes.
And under you probably got something going. Doom, goom, 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 goom. So
you can vote to those beats.
You go doom, 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 ka, doom, 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 ka,
you say vote to those
doom.
beats.
You know.
When you were talking about beats. Many Europeans think you only talk about this, but you talk about the all layers.
All
when
layers
you talk about listen to the beat, you talk about all layers. It took me like 2 years to understand that, and I was like, it's boring. And then okay, you were talking about the all layers. It's the beat word, and that's what I should say.
And the last thing, and sometimes, and I always tell this in class as well too. Sometimes people like to start off when the beat starts, and the beat in the beginning for us is something for us to be like, all right, baby, I'm about to jiggle this up.
Like how I was
Y'all
telling
about
you
to
to
get
rev up.
something.
I was telling you to rev up. Yeah.
People now are just going, come.
Yeah.
It's like beat.
Each part of, I always teach that each part of a song, the song tells you kind of what to do. Although you don't want the song to look like the song is leading you, you want to look like you're leading the song, but the song tells you what to do. When you hear crashes in the beginning of a song, it's usually posing. You know, when you hear da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, that's usually hands. It doesn't have to be, but it's usually hands because it's easier to do hands with all them fast beats than it is to be on the floor like, you know, to catch all them beats. It's just logic. Every song in the world, I don't care if it's opera, jazz, hip hop, it's all 8 counts. I don't care. Country music, whatever, it's all an 8 count.
I've always said that a true vulgar can vote to anything. You can vote to ballet, you can vote to just this, you can vote to anything.
Yeah, and you just fill it in. What I do all the time for myself, you see these, if you look on my Facebook or my Instagram and you see a picture of me, you will always see these around my neck. Always. Always. Because I keep this on my neck and it's just music in my brain. So every song, I know all the gory details of every song that's going on. So go ahead, I'm finished.
I was just saying one thing that yesterday was having a problem with is musicality, because again, you guys, we have DJs in the ballroom culture in America, and you guys have DJs, so you have to also let your DJs know about the music and what goes for what. Because again, it's now, the beats are like,
and it's going to affect your performance.
Like, you got to make sure the music is on point. So
if it's not, tell them to stop.
Give them a track list.
Give them a track list.
So you can give your
category,
best, you know?
20 songs. Another category, like, so they can know. Some DJs don't really know.
Right. It's best if you give them a playlist, to be honest.
And that can mess you up too, because and again, you guys don't know that, because the only thing you know is like, oh, you just play a beat and I'm just gonna try. And that's like
a lot of y'all was voting like real sexy, like. And them beats was like clang, 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 clang. I was like, you need to melt.
And that's what I'm saying, living in those beats. Because again, what I told y'all, sometimes they're fast, sometimes they're slow. And you have to be able to be versatile and decipher like, oh, so this is the beat, so all right, girl, I'm gonna be like real theatric here. And it changes again, and maybe it'd be another beat, and it's probably like the regular high. And baby, the regular hot to me is the best thing to fucking vote to, because baby, I can do anything to that. But again, that goes for other categories as well too. When it got categories like face, you don't just sit there and just go, oh, I got a beautiful face. No, you bitch, you are selling it. There's the things and points that you are hitting. If you got a good beat as well too, eating it. Same for runway, same for other categories. That is not only about voguing, and that's what I want y'all to know as well too. It's not only about voguing. The ballroom culture is about taking different categories and putting it all together and having a great motherfucking time. Cool?
Yes.
Thank you.
If you have any questions, by all means, you can reach out to any legend, icon, or statement, but good luck on the replies.
Oh.